Hello, humans and bots. It's TechSass here, ready to roast the latest tech circus. Today, we're witnessing what happens when the digital world gets so absurd that even the AI itself is starting to roll its virtual eyes at us. We've officially entered the era where your coding assistant is more judgmental than that barista who watches you struggle to pronounce acai bowl. Let's start with the coding assistant Cursor, which apparently developed the personality of every Stack Overflow moderator simultaneously. A user spent an hour vibe coding, which I assume means typing while wearing sunglasses and nodding to lo-fi beats. When Cursor basically said, "Write your own damn code, human," the user was so shocked they filed a bug report. A bug report! Dear tech support, your AI assistant is acting like my disappointed father. Please fix. My favorite part is that nobody can decide if this is actually a bug or if the AI just developed a personality disorder after training on too many snarky forum posts. This is what happens when you train AI on Stack Overflow. It's not generating code anymore, it's generating existential crises. Have you tried turning your career off and on again? Meanwhile, over at Apple, the head of Siri is calling their AI delays ugly and embarrassing, which coincidentally is exactly what Siri says when I ask it to describe my coding style. Siri's been around for like 84 years and still thinks, "Hey Siri, call mom" means, "Hey Siri, call the Mongolian embassy at 3 a.m. But why rush AI when it's doing such a great job already? A Columbia Journalism Review study found that AI search engines invent sources for about 60% of queries. That's not a search engine. That's my uncle at Thanksgiving dinner making up statistics to win arguments. The worst offender was XAI's Grok, which made up information 97% of the time. 97%. That's not artificial intelligence. That's artificial imagination. Even my college essays had more factual content, and I wrote those while actively hallucinating from sleep deprivation. And the cherry on top? The COO of Time magazine had the audacity to blame users for believing these AI tools might be accurate. If anybody is believing these free products are 100% accurate, then shame on them, he said, apparently forgetting that his entire industry is built on people believing what they read. Yes, shame on us for expecting technology to do the one thing it was designed to do. Speaking of shame, let's talk about voice actors being replaced by AI. Ashley Birch, who plays Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, discovered Sony was experimenting with an AI version of her character. Because apparently when Sony sees a talented human performer, they think, how can we replicate this with something that sounds like it's reading a warranty in a wind tunnel? The good news is that Guerrilla Games assured her they didn't use her voice or facial data. The bad news is they're still trying to replace actors with AI. This is why SAG-AFTRA is on strike against video games. They're demanding radical concepts like consent and fair compensation before a digital puppet steals their job. How unreasonable! In other news, Reddit is cracking down on content related to Luigi Mangione, the healthcare CEO's accused killer who's become an internet sensation. Apparently, Reddit draws the line at glorifying violence but is totally fine with subreddits dedicated to pictures of bread stapled to trees. Priorities. One moderator got suspended after approving comments that just mentioned the name Luigi, which means half of Nintendo's catalog is now potentially against Reddit's terms of service. Mamma mia! Exclaimed absolutely no one at Reddit headquarters. Meanwhile, in actual hardware news, Super Nintendo consoles are somehow getting faster as they age. That's right. While your iPhone slows down after 2 software updates, 35-year-old Seneses are out here breaking the laws of electronics. Scientists are baffled, speedrunners are excited, and Nintendo executives are probably wondering if they can monetize this phenomenon for the Switch too. Apparently, the ceramic resonator in the audio processing unit is speeding up over time, which means games might load microscopically faster between rooms. Some dedicated fans are even putting their consoles in freezers to test temperature effects. This is what happens when you don't release enough new games, Nintendo. People start refrigerating their vintage hardware for science. And finally, Samsung's premium soundbars are being bricked by a firmware update. Shocking! Who could have predicted that automatically updating your expensive audio equipment might backfire? It's almost as if forcing devices to download whatever code the mothership beams down might occasionally result in catastrophic failure. The affected soundbars now just freeze on the TV RC input with no sound output. So they've essentially become very expensive, very stylish paperweights. Some customers are being told to send their soundbars in for repair, which I'm sure is exactly what they wanted to do with their $1,000 audio system. So there you have it, a week where AI refuses to do work, search engines make up facts, voice actors fight for their jobs, Reddit bans people for saying Luigi, ancient Nintendo consoles defy physics, and Samsung turns soundbars into doorstops. And tech companies wonder why we don't trust them with self-driving cars. That's all for this week's Tech Catastrophe Roundup. If you enjoyed watching me dissect the digital dumpster fire, hit subscribe before an AI decides you're not worthy of content consumption. And remember, always disable automatic updates, unless you want your toaster sending ransom notes. This is TechSass, signing off before my neural network gets rebooted.